secrets buried in the coldest ground. We're digging deep where the truth is found. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it all. Whispers echo in the darkened halls. Faint confessions on the paper walls. Every victim deserves their say. We're here to chase the night away. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it Unseen crimes, they thought they'd won, but the fight for truth has just begun. Every clue, every trace, bringing evil face to face.
Welcome to Daphne's Case Files. How is everybody doing today? We will be going over the Jack and Lilly case, Jack and Lilly Sullivan. They have been missing from their home on 1407 Landsdowne, or excuse me, 289 Gairloch Road in PICTOU County, Nova Scotia. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, there are two streams. I apologize. That's how StreamYard is doing it now. I have an echo. Let me see if I can fix it, guys. Give me just 1 second. I will fix the echo. All right. That should work right there, hopefully. Does that sound better? Yeah, it's StreamYard, guys. I can't do anything. But today is November 24th, 2025, and it is approximately 5:30 p.m. in New York State. So you don't hear an echo? Okay, good. My microphone was lost in outer space, but I did get another one, and it says it's being overnighted here. All right, guys, I'm so happy that you can hear me. So we will be going over Jack and Lilly Sullivan. I want to present their photo to you in case you are new to this case. I know we just came over from the Summer Wells case. This is Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And they have been missing since May 2nd, okay? Oh, snow. Ugh, I don't like that word. I don't like the word snow, guys. Hi, welcome in. You guys are great. We're going to be talking about Jack and Lilly, and I will welcome in everybody. Sherry Lynn, Darlene, Blue Jay, hello. Hello, Miss Jules, Deb, Wendy, hello. Joyous, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Carol, hello. Bobby, Enoch, hello. Yes, Callie, thank you. Yeah, so many cases. I get them all mixed up in my head. Jennifer, hi. Thank you so much for being here. Kelly, thank you so much. You're all awesome. Maine, hello. Cindy, Bobby, everybody. Thank you, everybody. You guys are great. My wonderful mods, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. I'm keeping you guys busy today. I know. I'm sorry. You guys get to hang out with me for a few hours. So I want to really try to push these missing children's cases out, because it's very important that their faces are seen all over, right? Because if that one person knows or sees or knows something, to say something, and that's what we want, right? How's Daph? She's doing all right. Doing all right. Yeah, doing all right today. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I don't know, there was a new update from the Please Bring Me Home. He did another video yesterday. I want to go over that as well. But first, there was something that struck just Deception Detective did a video today. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. I'm sure maybe some of you have, or most of you have, but I want to go through that, and I want to go through the Please Bring Me Home. He made another video, like a recording this time, and he gets into detail about the items, right? And I think it's very important about the items that they found. And I know we did a video with it the other day, but this one is more in detail. So stick with me. We are going to go and watch the video from the Deception Detective DD. Yes, thank you so much. Give me just a minute, and I will share my screen with you guys and put his link up here. All right, give me just a second. I wish my computer would work for me. That would be lovely. So is everybody ready for Thanksgiving if you're in the United States? I'm like, I've bought my food last week, so I'm waiting for the holidays just to be over, right? All right, guys. This is the Deception Detective. I'll put his name here. Deception Detective. All right. Put his channel up here. Got all the stuff today? Good, good. Yeah. Not yet, Carol. There's another horizontal stream going if y'all want to hop over there. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jules. Thank you so much. All right. Let's make this a little larger so you can see it. And I'm going to press play. Here we go.
Where the investigation is going?
There we go.
It's a little bit different from my point of view versus, the public eye. But right now I'm fairly happy with what they're doing. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops. I mean, cadaver dogs took or human remains dogs took a long time to come in, but I mean, everything's falling into place like it should. It's just the amount of time that's passed. It's just, for some people, it's not fast enough.
That's Daniel Martell, and I think he knows what happened to his missing stepkids. And it's not just because he said everything's falling into place while they're still missing. So in today's video, let's watch his recent interview on the Drunk Turkey Show and count all the lies.
Let me just say something. This guy is very good looking, right?
Only seen part of this because I wanted to react to it with all of you. So let's dive in.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the DT Show. We got an excellent show planned out for you guys tonight. Tonight, I'll be interviewing Daniel Martell, the stepfather for Jack and Lilly Sullivan, the two missing young children out in Nova Scotia in Canada. They went missing back in May of this year, and there's been some new developments here recently. Some cadaver dogs have been in the area searching the location and the property and the surrounding areas of where they believe and suspect the kids may have wandered off to. And unfortunately, it seems like, or fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, nothing was found from what I understand. But they are still out there looking. I'm not sure if the cadaver dogs are still in the area, but I know that they're still haven't given up the search for Jack and Lilly. But we do interview Daniel Martell. I want you guys to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. Mods, I might need all hands on deck on this one.
Let me do this.
You guys know what to do. And here it is. Everybody, welcome to the show. Daniel Martell, the stepfather for Lilly and Jack. Welcome, Daniel. How are you doing, my man? How's it going?
I'm still staying strong there, Daniel. I mean, every day is a new day.
Before we get too deep, I just want to thank Drunk Turkey for doing this interview and giving me permission to react to it. I'll link his channel down below. I've personally asked Daniel multiple times for an interview, but he's never accepted. And to be fair, I think the reason why is pretty simple. My name is Deception Detective, and he's a liar. In today's video, I'll point out plenty of examples of it. But just in case you're new here, just because I think someone's a liar, it doesn't mean I think they're a murderer. If you binge watch my entire series about this case, you'll already know what I think happened. If not, don't worry. They're about to get into that, and I'll explain it the next time I pause.
Welcome to the show, Daniel Martell, the stepfather for Lilly and Jack. Welcome, Daniel. How are you doing, my man? How's it going?
I'm still staying strong there, Daniel. I mean, every day is a new day.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I know there's been some activity recently. There's been some dogs in the area. They've been doing some searches. I know that that has been on your property. They looked at your property. So I know that there's still movement in the case. Right now, are you confident in where the investigation is going?
It's a little bit different from my point of view versus, the public eye. But right now, I'm fairly happy with what they're doing. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops. I mean, cadaver dogs took or human remains dogs took a long time to come in, but I mean, everything's falling into place like it should. It's just the amount of time that's passed. It's just, for some people, it's not fast enough.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's a sad situation. Jack and Lilly went missing in May. I couldn't imagine how you guys were feeling in the moment of having kids missing, and then somewhat like the entire world turning against you. How has that been for you guys? Has it kind of calmed down as things gotten worse here recently?
No, Daniel, it never calms down. Some of those Facebook groups, they're absolutely relentless every day.
At the time of this interview, Daniel's kids had been missing for months. They disappeared in May 2025, but notice how he's not impatient about it. The police are moving too slow for other people, presumably you and I. And this inappropriate level of patience and kindness to the police, as well as the general public, notice how he's frustrated that even those pesky Facebook groups just aren't his biggest fans.
Yep.
Is known as ingratiation. It's such a reliable indicator of someone trying to get away with something that it's a card in the deception deck. And what do I think Daniel's trying to get away with? Well, here's my theory from one of my earlier videos.
I'm going to pause it right there and tell Miss Joyous, thank you so much for your super chat. She says, we, the public, want Jack and Lilly found. Why are we different from him? Exactly. It should be the same. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel that just like these other parents, it's like they care. In my opinion, if they were like innocent, right, of everything, they wouldn't care what the public is saying about them. And why are we different from him? Exactly. Absolutely correct. Thank you so much for your super sticker. I appreciate you, Miss Joyous. You know I do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you. Now, this is very interesting what Deception Detective states right here.
In this series. If you've binged all my videos about this case, you'll know I've thought since day one that Lilly and Jack probably suffered an accident, in that their mom and her boyfriend, Daniel Martel, covered it up because of some sort of tentative guilt. For instance, because of the nature of the accident, they didn't report it because they knew that they would get in trouble for criminal neglect or drug possession, or maybe even signs of abuse on the kids' bodies if they reported it. There were multiple opportunities for an accident to befall these little kids. The trailer was cluttered, there were holes in the floor, there was probably exposed wood and nails everywhere. But even more disturbing is this description of Jack as being smaller than his peers, because that could be a result of malnutrition, which is a consequence of neglect. But even if it's not, and Jack was just small for his age, and even if the trailer itself wasn't as decrepit as it's described, that still wouldn't explain their mother Malaya's reticence in her one interview she did the day they were reported missing, or her silence ever since. As I often say on the channel, pleading the fifth in a missing child case is basically as good as a confession. And that's because, unlike any other sort of crime, if you plead the fifth when your kid is out there missing, you're hurting your own interests. Don't you want to find your kid? Speaking up is worth the risk if you're innocent. But if you're guilty, your lawyer will definitely tell you not to speak up because there's no upside. So that's the gist of my theory. A death by accident or neglect, even with a cover-up, is still infinitely more likely than something like a first-degree murder or a stranger abduction. And as I pointed out in that video, there were plenty of opportunities for a fatal accident on that property, as well as signs of potential neglect, some of which are coming up now.
So, let's back up. Let's go and start from the beginning. The kids missed school before their disappearance. A lot of people were looking at that in a suspicious manner. I know that they were seen on camera the day before they disappeared. So the fact that they were missing, as weird as it was, as far as the timing goes, doesn't necessarily mean something nefarious happened. But But tell us, why weren't they in class?
Well, I know Wednesday they had what they call a PE day, which is, you know, kind of like an in-service.
Mhm.
And so no children attended the school that day. And then on Thursday, Lily had a cough. And I really didn't know if Malaya was going to keep them home for Friday, but, you know, kind of turns out that she did. And when I woke up that morning, like, I wasn't expecting the kids to be home. I seen Lily poke her head into the room a couple times that morning.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a cough. She wasn't sick, not like the day before. So, you know, I wouldn't really have kept them home because they were kept home a lot because they were sick a lot during the school year.
Wait a
But-
minute.
Allergies, or is this like
No.
She wasn't really sick like the day before. How did he know Lily was sick if she just popped her head? You know what I mean? How did he know she wasn't sick like the day before if she just popped her head in and out of the door? Did you guys catch that, or am I like hearing something wrong? He just said she wasn't really that sick like the day before. So what the hell does that mean? How would he know? Just from her popping? Yeah, you got that too, Joyous? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to go back and listen. You just got to go back and listen to, even if you listened 100 times, there's always something new every time. Because Wednesday they were out of school because it was a school day, right? A PE day, right? Thursday they went, you know, all those places, not for her doctor's appointment, Malaya. They went all those crazy places. I think they went more than four or five places, but I could be wrong. So that's another thing too, and I always bring this up about the whole being sick thing and Lily only popping her head in and out, because the one detective said, Daniel, you know, would you let them go to school? And he said, yeah, I would have let them go to school. Man, how? You didn't go in their room and check them to see if they were sick? How do you know she doesn't have a fever just by her opening the door? Like, that's crazy.
Oh, they just had low immune systems, Daniel.
Okay.
I mean, for like the first,
Mhm.
I don't know, like 11 weeks of school, they were sick each week.
Yep.
Not they brought home COVID and stuff like that. Well, but you can't expect a kid to be perfectly healthy when they're hanging out with, you know, other children, right?
Yeah,
Candace
that makes
said that
sense.
too.
And
Candace
so
said that too.
it sounds like she was pretty bad the day before she went missing on Thursday.
Yeah, she did have a cough, but I was never expecting Malaya to keep them home for both days.
And so that was Malaya's decision then to keep.
Yeah, of course. She woke up that morning on the morning of the disappearance and marked Jack and Lily both as absent at 6:17 and 6:18 a.m.
It's actually shocking just how casually Daniel talks about textbook signs of neglect, like the kids being so sick they had to miss a day of school every week for 11 weeks. Or saying that Lily's cough was so bad that they kept her home from school for 2 days, yet they never took her to a doctor. But what really stood out to me was his offhand comment that he and Malaya don't coordinate about where the kids will be for the day. Malaya unilaterally decided to keep both kids home from school that day. Who is going to watch them? Just to be clear, I don't think any of that actually happened. I think he and Malaya scripted it to alibi each other. But my point is, even if you were telling the truth, this story alone would be enough to raise serious concerns about neglect. And why do I think they're lying? Well, all the inconsistencies. For example, Malaya said that she's the one who woke up and asked Daniel where the kids are. He said he's the one who woke up and asked her. But there's even interpersonal inconsistencies between Daniel's different interviews. For example, he told Drunk Turkey he didn't know Lily would be kept home that day, but he also said that he wasn't totally asleep, he knew everything that was going on, and that Malaya called the school to mark the kids absent. So how did he not know the kids were going to be home? Here's a couple more gaping plot holes in their story from my video, He Slipped Up.
Malaya and baby were asleep. Lily came in multiple times. I was not in deep sleep by any means. And then about 20 minutes passed, and then when I woke up, Malaya was right beside me. She was still asleep. And I said, I don't hear Lily and Jack. I ran up in the woods to the kids. They have cabins up in the woods, which only took me like 30 seconds. I came right back down. She was on the phone with the RCMP.
There are a ton of problems with this story, so let's go through them one by one. First, as I already pointed out, it directly contradicts Malaya's version of events,
Yep.
which is typical of co-conspirators reciting a scripted story.
3 of them.
Made up stuff just doesn't stick as well in the brain as a real memory. Second, it's extremely vague, especially when it comes down to the timing of everything. For instance, he said that Lilly came into the room multiple times, and then suddenly he's saying 20 minutes later he woke up. He woke up 20 minutes after what exactly? Third, the story just isn't reasonable, which is one of the criteria from the assessing stories card in my deception deck. If his story is true, Malaya called the police before they'd even checked the backyard to see if the kids were out there. Remember, he said that they noticed the kids were being quiet. He immediately went outside for 30 seconds, and when he came back, she was already calling the police. Finally, the tone of the story itself is off, another criteria from my assessing stories card. And by that, I mean Daniel's main objective here is to alibi Malaya. He made a point of telling us that he wasn't totally asleep and that she was definitely sleeping next to him when he woke up and she couldn't have crept off. But if his story is true, he can't be 100% sure about that. And what about these contradictions? Is he not concerned that her story doesn't match his? He doesn't even seem to be concerned that a kidnapper might have taken the kids or the kid's biological dad who's still out there somewhere. His sole objective, it seems, is to alibi himself and Malaya. As I always say on the channel, lying is hard enough. Add in 2 people who have to align their stories and it becomes almost impossible. All right, let's keep watching because the best or the worst is yet to come.
And so the last time that they're seen is on camera the day before. What happened the night after they're seen on camera? What was that night like?
The night they were seen on camera, they were seen on Thursday. They were seen at Dollarama, and then we went to Acropole. You know, we got some food and then brought it home. When we got home, it was a little bit before 4 o'clock, and I went outside and helped Mom work on the fence. It took me a little while to find all my tools and stuff, but then, you know, after I got my drill and everything else, and I helped Mom work on the fence for quite a few hours until it was just coming on to dark. And then after it was dark, I came back inside. What I remember, the kids were sleeping, but when you're looking back in time, Daniel, it's hard to, you know, kind of remember everything and get a feeling for how the night really was, because it just seemed like a normal night, right? When I came inside, I thought the kids were sleeping, and I could have swore they were sleeping, but it says in the documents that she had them up till 9 or 10 at night. I don't remember them being up that late, so I'll tell you that.
Were you looking at your phone or your watch at what time it was every
Yeah,
time?
I mean, I got a watch on my arm the whole time, and I never look at it, man. I'm always grabbing for my phone.
You know, it's not uncommon unless you're like something specifically happens and you look at the time at that specific time. You know, I know a lot of people are looking at, you know, certain times where, you know, I think they were asleep by 9:30, and then documents say 10. And like, oh my God, there's 30 minutes here that's,
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a wild expectation for people to expect to remember things, especially on, like you mentioned, on a night that was pretty normal. But that night, what time did you go to bed?
I went to bed actually a lot later than Malaya did, I think. Like, Malaya was already asleep when I came into bed. I remember flicking on the light for the kids at 12 at night, or a little bit after 12, so a little bit after midnight, and both of the kids were fast asleep under the covers. So, but I never get a chance to see what clothing they were wearing because the blankets were up on them, right?
Did you see the backpack?
I don't remember the backpack, the strawberry backpack, but that was always in Lily's room, right?
Okay.
Like, that
And
was always in Lily's room. Like, she never took it out of there, right? That was her backpack it wasn't a school backpack. I know a lot of people think that, but she actually had a pink LOL doll, like for school, and that was her. And the backpack she ended up taking was the one that we bought for when she took to her grandmother's, right? Which would be Cindy Murray.
So when she goes on trips, this was the backpack for trips.
Yeah. She didn't take her school backpack. She took her one that she takes on trips.
Interesting.
Trips or overnight trips or to go to visit, she would use that backpack.
There's lots of problems here, so let's go through them one by one. First, remember, Drunk Turkey was asking Daniel about the night the kids disappeared. And what did Daniel do? He gave us a bunch of hedged answers, letting us know that he's not quite sure about when they went to bed, doesn't quite remember, he didn't check the time, which is bad enough. Liars tend to use exclusion qualifiers and hedges because they don't want to get caught in a lie. But what's worse...
I'm going to rewind that part because it sounded like he did, right? Mentioned a doll. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. Hold on one second.
Wearing because the blankets were up on them, right?
Did you see the backpack?
Right here, right?
I don't remember the backpack, the strawberry backpack backpack, but that was always in Lily's room, right?
Okay.
Like
And so-
that was always in Lily's room. Like she never took it out of there, right? That was her backpack it wasn't a school backpack. I know a lot of people think that, but
Yeah.
she actually had a pink LOL doll, like for school, and that was her.
Yeah.
And the backpack she
Oh.
ended up taking was
A pink LOL doll. He said, but I think he's saying about the backpack. Yeah, about the backpack. But the way he said it, I can't see Wolfie's comments. That I was about, yeah. I have no idea what he's saying because he blocked me. Yeah, the pink LOL doll. I mean, there's no reason why I can't see him other than if he blocked me. So I'm just saying. Thank you.
the one that we bought for when she took to her grandmother's, right? Which would be Cindy Murray.
So when she goes on trips, this was the backpack for trips.
Yeah. She didn't take her school backpack. She took her one that she takes on trips.
Interesting.
Trips or overnight trips or to go to visit. She would use that backpack.
There's lots of problems here, so let's go through them one by one. First, remember, Drunk Turkey was asking Daniel about the night the kids disappeared. And what did Daniel do? He gave us a bunch of hedged answers, letting us know that he's not quite sure about when they went to bed, doesn't quite remember, he didn't check the time, which is bad enough. Liars tend to use exclusion qualifiers and hedges because they don't want to get caught in a lie. But what's worse is he's laughing about it and joking with Drunk Turkey. In other words, he's ingratiating himself with Turkey at the expense of looking like a parent who's genuinely wondering, where are my kids? What could have happened? Was there something the night before that I missed? Maybe they weren't actually in the beds. Daniel did something else that manipulators often do. Instead of deep diving into the night before like Drunk Turkey wanted to do, remember, he was asking for a timeline or even reminiscing about the last time he saw Jack alive. Remember, if his story's true, going into the bedroom that night was the last time he saw Jack alive. He latched onto the question about Lily's backpack and went off on a tangent. In other words, he used one of the favorite tactics of bad liars who are getting pressed on something they don't want to talk about, latching onto a minor detail, running with it and hoping that the interviewer forgets the line of questioning. You might have also noticed that he started answering every question with a question mark. Well, that was always in her room, right? She had it, right? That's yet another way that insecure liars protect themselves from getting caught in a lie, because if someone points out the discrepancy, they can always just say, well, I was wondering it. I wasn't saying it as a fact.
What's the layout of the house look like? So where
The layout of the house is we have the bedroom at the very end.
Okay.
And then we have Lily and Jack's room and my other kid's bedroom and the bathroom and the kitchen and the living room.
Okay.
So-
How many bedrooms is that?
3 bedroom.
3 bedrooms. And
Yep.
and I know some people have asked, like, you know, Lily and Jack, they shared a bedroom. Was there a reason why one wasn't in one room and one wasn't in the other?
Well, my other kids are in the other bedroom. I mean, it really didn't matter if like, but I know my daughter Raina and Arlo, they like to be in the same bedroom and they like to play together, right?
Yeah.
So, and it was different. It was a lot different from my other 2 kids, not having like any other kids involved, like with me and being a family before this, right? So it was kind of new to them. It was kind of new to Lily and Jack as well, especially with the new baby coming in too. So
Yeah.
it was a little bit different for everybody.
And so, yeah, your other children, they weren't there that night, correct?
No, they weren't. They were there the weekend prior.
So relative to where Jack and Lily's bedroom is to where you guys sleep, how close is that? Is that?
Yeah, it's actually the
Must
next
bear away
bedroom.
from-
It's actually the next bedroom over.
And you guys mentioned that you guys could hear them throughout the morning. Is that correct?
One more question. Wouldn't the girls sleep in the same room and then the boys share a room, right, guys? Like, doesn't Daniel have a daughter and a son from his previous marriage? Wouldn't, like, you have the boys in one room and then the girls in another? Why have Lily and Jack share a room? I'm just curious. Because you separated that room with a divider. So why have them share a room if you're just going to separate the room with a divider? It just doesn't make sense. Put them in their own rooms. If they're too scared to stay in there by themselves, put a night light, comfort them, and let them know that it's okay to have their own rooms. They probably want their own rooms anyways. You know what I mean? My take like a week or so, like to get the courage up for the children to have their own rooms. But I'm sure they would appreciate it later on. So why wouldn't, if he only had his other children every other weekend, why not have the boys stay in one room and the girls in the other? I don't understand that. But they divide the room. So what were they using that other room for? That's what I want to know. What were they using that other, right, Joyous? What were they using that other room for? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, but did they block the room? They put a divider in the room. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I understand little kids, they're scared usually, right? They want to, but my two children, they, sometimes they would, because my children are close in age. I have a son and a daughter, and they're 19 months apart or 20 months apart, something like that, right? And sometimes they'd want to stay in each other's rooms or whatever when they were little, but otherwise they had their own bedrooms. They had their own rooms, but it just doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. Why divide Lilly and Jack's room when you have another room that's operating, right? That's used for your other two children who are older, right? They're older children, not much older, but they're older. Wouldn't it be better if you have the boys in one room and the girls in one room? I don't know. Daniel has two other, yeah. I understand that it's meant for them, but the thing is, he has a boy and a girl. And then you have Jack and Lilly, boy and a girl. Both boys share a room, both girls share a room. Because they divided it. Yeah, they divided the room. So I don't understand. Wouldn't you make a girly room up and then like one for a boy, for boys, right? Completely different. Like boys are usually like trucks and worms and bugs. Girls like girly stuff. Like you would think to put the girls in one room and the boys in another room. So that makes me wonder, what were they actually doing with this other room when it wasn't operating, when his other two children were there? Now, this is just a rumor. I cannot verify this, but I heard that his ex-wife wasn't allowing him to see the children prior to Jack and Lilly going missing, but I can't guarantee. It's not 100%, but from whom I heard it from is pretty reputable, right? Like she has her shit. So, yeah, I understand the bedrooms are very small, but the thing is, that's a 3-bedroom trailer. You have Malay and Daniel and Meadow in one. Then you have a vacant room, right? Daniel only had his other children every other weekend, correct? Every other weekend. That's 2 days, right? That's 2 days or 2.5 days, whatever. That's 2 nights there, right? Friday night probably and Saturday night. And then Sunday they went back to mom. So wouldn't you just, like, shouldn't the main bedrooms be for Jack and Lilly? What were they doing in that other bedroom? They wouldn't want to have to clean it. Or maybe they were doing something else in that other bedroom. Maybe they had somebody else living with them. Maybe they were doing something in that room, operating out of it. I don't know. If they're going to go through the trouble to divide that bedroom where Jack and Lilly slept in, to divide it with the divider, right? Then why not just move them in their own rooms? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me, guys. Just move them in their own rooms. The old trailers came with 3-bedroom main, and Jack and Lily's bedroom is the bedrooms from the right factory. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me, guys. It's Janie's room. Maybe her dog's room. I don't know. Daniel stayed at the kids' were there the weekend prior to Jack and Lilly going missing. Yeah, I remember that, Deborah. But I also heard there was a post that Earl had made before deleting it. It was a picture of the other grandchildren of Daniel's 2 children from his previous wife. Janie had commented on that photo of them, saying, I miss them, wish, you know, like basically like she hadn't seen them in a while. And this is before Lilly and Jack disappeared. My children were best friends. My children were best friends, but they wanted their own rooms. Now, if they were like, oh, I want to sleep in, you know what I mean? They want to sleep in each other's rooms. That's fine when they're little, whatever, right? But they wanted their own rooms so they could decorate their own rooms and stuff like that. Like girls like to make little forts and tents in the room. I mean, boys do too. They like, you know what I mean? And it's strange that we don't hear Lilly and Jack having friends. We never hear of any friends coming over or Lilly and Jack going over to their friend's house or anything like that. And then it makes me think of Sebastian, like how Chris said, like, he doesn't have any friends. And I just thought that was so sad when he did have friends at school. But Chris called them just classmates, right? And my mother and her BF would be either claiming separately as tenants or more money from, yeah, it's just crazy. It just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, exactly. Why split up a room when you could just let them have their own room? Because that one empty room was only being used every other weekend for 2 days. It just doesn't make sense. What were they doing with that empty room? I don't know, guys. It's just, I don't know.
Yes, I actually did hear. I know when it says in the documents that we heard them in the next room over, like in their bedroom. I didn't hear them in their bedroom. I heard when Lilly would pop in, I heard Jack in the kitchen.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I heard him rustling around in the kitchen, right? But then when me and Malaya made our way out to the kitchen, there was nothing moved. The chairs were still perfectly in place.
Rugs.
There was no chairs pulled up against the counter for them to, you know, they usually would jump up and take food if they wanted, because kids always do that, right? They would go into the fridge. They would go into the other pantry and grab food if they wanted. Like, they had unlimited food if they wanted to grab it. And, you know, they would go into the fridge, take yogurt cups and eat them, or cereal or whatever. So, but nothing was moved, Daniel. Nothing was moved.
And now they're being loud-ish. I mean, loud enough for you guys to hear them.
Yeah.
Your other daughter, Meadow, she was there though, right?
Yeah, she was actually laying beside me with Malaya.
Did you guys ever, or did Malaya ever tell the kids to be quiet? Were they ever waking up Meadow at any point with their noise?
In that morning, no. But when Lilly poked in, I did go, shh. Like, when, you know, she would come in the room, because she always woke up Meadow. Same with Jack, but I mean, that's what kids do too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, some folks are saying that, you know, they may have walked out the back sliding glass door. That seems like the only logical explanation for them to have exited the house. You had something on the front door, correct?
Yeah, on the front porch, where there's the front porch door, and then there's the inner door on the front. And I know for 100% they did not go out through that door. So, because when I went and got the keys and tried to come back into the house, couldn't get into the front door, right? I had to go around from the back. And then I went out through the front door.
Daniel, let me ask you something. Why would you put a wrench on the front door, but not put a wrench or some other alarm type system on any other door? Who was staying with you in that vacant room? Because Malaya told Belinda when she was explaining, yeah, and they live back there, pointing to Justin and Jamie. So was Justin, your brother, staying with you in the room that your other two children stayed in every other weekend? Was he staying there while he was arguing with his wife? I'm just curious. I'm really curious. Yeah. A barrel just toppled down the door.
Gotcha.
So that's how I know they did not exit through the front. They exited out through the back sliding glass door.
Remember, Jack Sullivan was 4 years old. We're being told he climbed around the kitchen unsupervised, climbed up onto counters, and fed himself. These are all telltale signs of neglect. We're also being asked to believe that this property, which we got a tour of in my video, It's Painfully Obvious, I'll link that on the end card, was pristine unless a kid moved something. It might be the most implausible thing Daniel said so far in this interview. There's still plenty more bombshells coming up from what I've seen, so if you want to continue this analysis, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing. I'll put my entire Lilly and Jack Sullivan playlist on the end card if you want to binge watch it and catch up. Until next time, stay true.
All right, that was Deception Detective. He is great with analyzing these videos. But I just realized the whole thing with the bedroom. It just doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense at all. Now, I want to bring you over to this LOL doll. You said it's black and pink, right? And I did see a picture on Nova's. I wanted to join her live, but I was doing one myself. So these dolls, whoops, I went to the wrong page. Give me a second. Jeez. Black and pink, right? Give me a second right here. Where's this, eBay or something? Reach. Oh, come on. All these websites want all your personal information. So is this the doll? Is that the doll? Yeah, it's crazy. Why would you put a freaking lock on the refrigerator? Like, that's crazy. Hey, Daphne, I will have to go back and watch your last video. I had to run my daughters. Aww. Broken, that sounds like fun. Is this the doll? Hi, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Shoot, something I was trying to get a message from. So this looks like the doll. Right? Pink and black? Pink and black doll? Yeah, pricey, exactly. I don't see them spending that much on a doll. So in Canada, it's probably what, like $49 or something like that, but still expensive. Doll was a monster LOL doll. Okay, let's look for a monster LOL doll. Oops, hold on one second. Oh, I got it right here. Thank you. I know you can hear me. Thank you. You're amazing. Dude, that is awesome. Give me a second. I got it. Make sure nothing can. Oh, right there. There she is. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Where am I at? So it's got a little hat, little pink boots. Oh, look how cute she is. Isn't she so cute? Yes, thank you, American Justice. You're amazing. Thank you. I just got it. Like, I heard a beep and I was like, ooh, you're awesome. Thank you. I know. Look at her. Look how cute she is. It was probably, yeah, it was probably for birthday or Christmas from one of the grandmas. I agree. I agree. I'm just curious to how much that one cost. Hold on one second. Monster doll, right? I think that's it right there. Monster High Dracula doll. I think that's what it is. Look. Monster High Dracula doll. Give me a second. Because it looks exactly like the one I was just looking at. Let me see. Oh, God. How can I make this bigger? Come on. Yeah, it has the pink shoes. And it should come with a hat. Yeah. Let's see. Hers looks almost similar. Let me see. With the shoes. How do I go down on the page? Jeez. Hold on. So it's $35 here in the United States for her little doll. Monster High doll. Yeah, thank you. That's what that says. Yeah. Oh. Wow. And that's a new thing too, that we just learned, that she had a doll with her. Why were we never told that? That's crazy, right? Looks like a Barbie, yeah. Mm-hmm. So now she had a doll with her. Last time, we were never told that before. Never told. Oh, they're both into those? Yeah. We ordered one off Walmart online yesterday. It wasn't more than 30, I think. It was 29. Yeah, this one's $30, the one she has. Well, that's what it says on Walmart. LOL doll backpack for school. Yeah, they are both adorable. Hi, Salty. The lock was probably to keep Meadow out of the refrigerator. My toddler keeps stealing eggs and dropping them. Oh my God. Here she comes. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, it could be. It absolutely could be. Hi, Belinda. Good to see you. Lily's pet name when she was small was Snuggles. Aww. Oh. She is just so precious. That little face. She's so cute. I used to do my daughter's hair like that when she was little. Oh, really? I never heard it. Well, my kids are older now, so yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe depends on what kind of, which kind you get, maybe. And where you buy it, too, really. If you buy it at the toy store, at a big box toy store, they're way more expensive than if you buy it Amazon. Yeah, Amazon or Walmart. I know, it breaks my heart, too. She is so beautiful. My daughter liked to play with electronics when she was little, like me. Yeah. Dollarama doll. Dollarama. Snuggles, yeah. So cute. She's just precious. That little face. Her hair's actually done there. A lot of pictures, it's not. It's just down, you know? Yeah. Well, you could add on accessories with that little monster high doll. I know. Yeah, I wasn't really. So when I grew up in like the late 80s, 90s, my aunt, she was big in these like porcelain dolls, but they were clowns. They had like clown outfits on or something. And I don't know why, but she would buy them for me. And I was scared to death of them, and they would stay in the closet, guys. Like, I'm sorry. And of course, like growing up in like the late 80s, 90s, you watch like the Poltergeist movies and stuff. So it's like, you know what I mean? I don't want no clowns. I still don't like clowns. Screw that. I do not want a clown by me or near me. Like nothing. Sorry, but they're creepy. Yeah. Yeah. Just depends. Yeah, 42, and he hates clowns. Yeah, I'm with him. Yeah, creepy dolls and creepy clowns. No friggin' way. Yeah, she does look like Malaya there. Yeah, absolutely. It's just so precious. Like, how do you even, you know? Yeah, nobody likes clowns. I mean, yuck. You know? Clowns are just, they're just not good. 48, and I hate clowns. They're gross. I'll tell you guys a funny story. So when I was like 17, me and my friends, we went down to Universal Studios, right, to Halloween Horror Nights. And I'm such a chicken shit. I got up to the haunted house, waited in line for like freaking 30 to 40 minutes, right? And I'm standing in line, and this stupid clown, like before I could even get into the haunted house, is staring at me, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, I can't go in, guys. That's what I'm telling my friends, right? I'm like, I can't go in. They're like, just hold our hand. I'm like, hell no, that's not gonna work. That guy, the clown, is already eyeing me down. Like, he's got his freaking radars on me, right? So my friends went in without me, and these adults, because I was just a teenager, these adults behind me, they were probably in their, I don't know, mid-20s or something. They're like, you can come in with us or whatever, it'll be okay. Well, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to be a wuss. I'll just go in, you know, behind my friends with these adults, whatever. Yeah, freaking right. That stupid ass clown come running out of the haunted, like the first room, chased me right out the entrance. Like, I was like, never again will I ever go into any kind of haunted house with a clown. I don't want to see them. I don't want them walking next to me. I can't stand them. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, I just never, it's just creepy, right? Like, you're trying to turn, like, you're supposed to be happy, not scary. I don't know. I love clowns as long as they talk. They don't bother you. I wish they didn't bother me. I think mimes are kind of creepy too, because they're kind of like clowns that don't talk, right? All right, guys, I'm going to stop blabbering. I want to take you. Ooh, what time does my other stream start? It starts at 6:45. Okay, we have enough time. Great. Let's go over to this Please Bring Me Home video I was going to show you. I want to download that because it's so adorable. All right, let's see. All right, perfect. Let me add that to stage. So many movies made in the 80s and 90s about scary killing clowns. Yeah, no, I agree, ZYGT. It probably is. Like I remember watching when I was a kid, like this Killer Clowns from Outer Space movie. That was more stupid though. So I ghost hunt, but will not go to the ones they do at Halloween. Real people scare me. Yeah, hell no. Heck no. Yeah, I'm a big check-in. Like, I don't big cockroaches. Oh yeah, you guys have the palmetto bugs. Ugh, I freaking hate those things too. But I'd rather sleep with a palmetto bug than a freaking clown. I swear. All right, let me play this killer. Jules, you know what I'm talking about? Oh my god, that shit is so funny.
To them. But at the end of the day, we'll honor the commitment that we accept anonymous tips. So if that's what you choose to do, is what you choose to do.
What?
So on May 2nd, 2025, the RCMP initiated a missing person investigation for siblings Jack and Lilly Sullivan after family members could not locate the children in their home or on the property in Landsdowne. Family members reported they'd last observed Lilly inside the home and could hear Jack on the morning of May 2nd. The investigation has confirmed that both Jack and Lilly Sullivan were with family members on the afternoon of May 1st.
John.
And then it tells you what Jack Sullivan is described as. Important details for us are, of course, the boots, the pull-up diaper, the black Under Armour jogging pants, blue rubber boots with dinosaur prints. Lilly Sullivan, her description, as well as these pink boots, believed to be wearing a pink Barbie top. I know that's been some skepticism. In all reality, when we're searching for any children's items, clothing, diapers, pull-ups, boots, children's socks, toys, anything for that matter. And then, of course, the cream-colored backpack with strawberry print.
Oh my god.
Contact the RCMP if you know something. That's all I can say. You got to contact them. I'm very confident in what they're doing right now and the conversations we've had. And that's where you need to send your information. This shows you an overview of what the goal was to be. So 6 search groups were going to go out and search on Saturday. We were going to do a quick training, as quick as you can with people who haven't searched before, but each was going to have a team leader, if you will, who has searched before in their team. So we did put some of the key points on here. You have the last scene where the blanket was found, if that's of evidentiary value, and where the boot print was found, if that is of evidentiary value. And then these 2 bodies of water here, just to the east of Landsdowne Lake. This is Landsdowne Lake here. These were items of interest for us. So the goal, of course, was these 6 teams were going to be following different parts of the middle river of PICTOU River. Not all of this is the middle river, but it connects to the middle river. So it stands to reason. And each team did have like a separate theory. So, of course, this team here, the theory is not that they had entered the water in here because it washes to the northeast, to the PICTOU Harbor. The theory here is that this boot print is connected and they did make their way down here and then enter the river. Same thing with up here. So we're going to start with group 1. They were to start at Landsdowne Station Road work east, keeping the river on their right always. So you just follow the river around, like before Lorda Park, crossing the driveway, the west side of Landsdowne Lake. Water does continue up here, so they're staying on that side. And then they're going on the opposite side of this pipeline trail, just to, in the event that the shoe print was Jack or Lily's, then let's focus on the outside. We believe everything's been cleared, but in terms of definitely behind the house, we're most certain in. And then, of course, following the river back to your starting point. This is a picture of the middle river of PICTOU from Landsdowne Station Road on one side, 3 days prior to our search day. And then the other side of Landsdowne Station Road, again, 3 days prior to our search day. This is the track lines of Group 1. So not all people had CalTopo on. You'll see that was kind of a trend. And not all of it is perfect. You see this straight line here. This is one of the searchers' lines that had just disconnected from a satellite and reconnected again, and it just drew the straight line between. Obviously, that person did not walk straight through here. But for the most part, CalTopo, I'm really impressed with the CalTopo system and how it was able to, in an area where you cannot get signal on your phone, and walkie-talkie service is also rough. CalTopo, I'm very impressed. So you can see they did exactly what they set out to do. The only hiccup was, although it doesn't show it on this map, all of this was underwater. So they did still hug the water, but it was over here now. And then, of course, they went back, they walked in the bush, and then came down the water this way and finished. This is just it with the map builder overlay on, again, to show you the road names. It's nice for a point of reference. And of course, the children were last seen. Okay, so some items they found in their search that we can share because we know it doesn't have any evidentiary value to Jack and Lilly. So pink bike, I believe it was also there on May 2nd. So it's already logged with search and rescue anyhow.
So that was a bike. So, whoops. Okay, so that was a bike when it was in the water, and then they pulled it out, and we found out that was Bossman's daughter's bike, right?
A tricycle that was underwater in the river. These are different prints of flagging tape, and what's interesting about this is Group 1 spent a considerable amount of time around where the heat signatures had come in on the evening of May 2nd from search and rescue. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard the radio chatter where someone on the drone is picking up 2 small heat signatures. Ground crew goes, they don't see anything. They just attribute it to possibly a bear in the area. So not only when they went, there was nothing there. When we went, there was nothing there. They did not just go that night, though. They went back at a later date as well and cleared it, and which is evident of all the flagging tape that was there. This is a culvert that connects Landsdowne Lake with the middle river of PICTOU, and 2 of our searchers from that group chose to climb in it.
Then that's a culvert, yeah. Oh. Mary said, Daphne, devil's advocate. If the children had walked off on May 1st, so you're talking about Thursday, after they came home, like for instance, so they got home from the Dollarama and all those at 3:11, say they were outside that night, because Malaya said that they were outside, and so did Janie. Janie said they were playing with worms and stuff. So they ran off that night. Home, May 1st came home, timeline would be different for searching, right? Well, not necessarily, because they didn't call them until 10 o'clock on May 2nd. So they would have called them earlier if they, you know what I mean? Like say the kids ran off on Thursday. Yeah, that would completely mess up the entire timeline. Either way. Yes. It would mess up the entire timeline either way. I think something happened Thursday anyways, just to give my opinion. Like, I have my own opinion with, I feel that someone overheard someone trying to leave and something happened. But I could be wrong. It's just what I think, just from knowing what I know now. But yeah, it would absolutely mess up the rest of the timeline.
And crawl through it to make sure that nothing was just kind of lodged in there by way of evidence for Jack and Lilly's case. So thank you guys for doing that above and beyond. Group 2. This one's a little bit more wild to explain, so bear with me. Starting at Landsdowne Station Road, this group is to travel east, and as they go as far as they can, this river kind of forks off in two directions, right? So as far as they can, then they turn back and they cross the river using the road, and then they go back. So they're keeping the river, for the most part, always on their left side. And traveling east and east and east, and then using McLeod Road to cross the river, traveling west, and then north up past Landsdowne Lake.
Okay, so I know you said you feel that, oh, where is it at? Mary says, in my opinion, May 1st maybe never made it home, is what I think. And that could be plausible. Say on the way home they were acting up, or who knows, right? Fight happened. And I don't know, like they went somewhere and had, I don't know, did something to the kids, or I don't see why they would give them to somebody, but I don't know, anything's possible with that, definitely.
So as their search fund, you can see that they were unable to complete the entire area. In the first few hours of the morning, they were able to complete this first area. So you'll see here, if I just go kind of back and forth, you'll see that this, you would think by looking at this, the blue line's not perfect, right? This is just map builder overlay doing its best. This is this lake, this little blue area of lake needs to be here. It's not there. It's not perfect. Gives you a rough idea though. But you'll see that obviously this water did not stretch all this way. This was not all dry land. So I know Nova Scotia got a lot of rain before we had gone there to search, and that's likely why. So they came out, they came on the road and crossed again. We will talk about the altercation that had happened over this way when we get to group 3. Group 2 was witness to it.
Well, they had to take that road home, Mary, to if they came home, right? So they got home. So Malaya's map shows them arriving home from the GPS. Now, I think that map can be edited just from looking at it. I think you could definitely edit it. Now, when was it edited? Was it edited? And also, the police can ping those areas to see if her phone, right? If the phone would actually hit the phone, oh my gosh, the cell phone tower. So you ping to make sure. I don't know if they checked those out. I know they did grab surveillance footage over in those areas. Now, what would be the motive? Like, say they were driving home, right? But it shows them getting home at 3:11, like actually being there by Malaya's GPS on her cell phone. They arrived home at 3:11. Now, those maps are very suspect to me. I agree. It looks like something's been altered in there. And could they have stopped somewhere and dropped the children off? Maybe. But the thing is, like, say they dropped the children off the 289. Say they were driving, the kids were driving them crazy, right? Like Jack and Lilly were screaming and very excitable. Say that, right? Some people just can't. I don't know. Say they pulled into, like, what is that place up there? There's the cemetery, the Millbrook Fall area, right? It's right at the New Larrig area. A little bit north, I guess. And that would be on their way home. That would be on their way home to the 289 because they're on that road. So say they stop there, but what they would have to, like, what would they do? Just leave the children there? Or if they left the children there, the children would be found, in my opinion. Like, what would be just to drop them off somewhere and just take off, right? I mean, it's possible, but you try to play it out, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's all just horrible.
You know, when this had happened, I had asked them to exit by the closest means possible. That was through Lorda Camp, the driveway, and the individuals that were at Lorda Camp were very gracious to get some of our members out to the road so we could pick them up, transition them back to Union Hall for a debrief, and then sent them back out to a new location for the remaining portion of the afternoon. So yeah, you can see here when they went back in the afternoon, they went, we had dropped them off at the north end here. Again, they were to be going up past Landsdowne Lake, but with running out of time, we chose to just complete the area that they were working. So they were to just travel south and keeping the waterway on their right this time. And then when they get to Lorda Camp, it was about time to end the day. So they exit again, and that's it. That is it with map builder overlay. Again, point of reference is children went missing over here.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to pause for a moment, guys. Okay, sorry about that. So this picture here is of a t-shirt.
Hold on. I'm so sorry. Daphne, hey, love, Canine Gator and I just got a call to go search for nonverbal autistic who wandered off. Didn't want to be rude, just piece of... Oh, Jules. Okay, love you, girl. Thank you so much. Be safe. I will text her. I quickly glanced. I put it up there, and then I will text her in a little bit. Be safe, lady.
Shirt that was found on the search by Group 2, and we had sent a picture to the RCMP, and they were able to verify within a few short moments that it's not believed to be involved in Jack and Lily's disappearance. It's not a familiar shirt to the family. What was also located on this, I'm just not going to show them on here, but there were bones located within, rolled up in a blue and green towel. And we had sent pictures of that off to our anthropologist in Toronto, who was again able to get back in a matter of minutes and verify that those are non-human bones. The dogs will bark. I'm treating this as is live.
What?
There we go.
Oh, so you can't? What was that? Oh, that's his dog walking on. So you can't edit the Google. Okay, thank you. I thought you could edit it because it said edit under hers. So you cannot edit. Does yours say edit on yours? Let me know. Like hers did?
Group 3. So this is, we do have to unpack a couple things throughout Group 3. All right. So bear with me as we get through this one. The Group 3 was to go down McLeod Road and travel east along the middle river of PICTOU, and keeping the river on their right. Always when they go too far and I'm not having them cross the river, they're to go north and then exit out on Concord Road. I should have mentioned this earlier, that each group was responsible for roughly 5 kilometers of searching. Some ended up doing way more than that, as we'll see, especially when we get to Group 6. But we tried to keep it we
Wait a
would
minute.
rather over guess than under guess. We don't want people coming out around 2 o'clock and you still got 2.5 hours of daylight. You don't know where you're
Okay,
going to send
I'm
them. We'd
lost.
rather over plan.
I'm lost here. So that blue shirt that he just had on the screen, you can edit places, not times. Thank you so much, American Justice. I appreciate you, and thank you so much. Okay, so then we know that they got home at 3:11. You can edit and change where you was, but the authorities will certainly know. Okay, but not the actual. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Diamonds. Thank you, mods. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Everybody else, you guys are wonderful. Vehicles after 2000 have black boxes. Question. So that shirt is from Brad's fire pit. What else was found? Just the bike, and then the blue shirt, right? So Brad what did Brad search his own land, or he had somebody, because he said he was out searching with them. I learned this in the Michael Vaughn case too with Stacy. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Yeah, because all these cases are a lot alike. Like these people that are sus, they act the same. It better that way. Thank you, American Justice. I appreciate you. Thank you. He confirmed that. Okay. Thank you so much.
So looking at the road here, when we had all left the Union Hall, I had planned for 4 groups to meet on Landsdowne Station Road here, and then I was dispatching 4 groups off from here. One's going that way, one's going that way, one's going that way, one's going that way. So, you know, it seemed reasonable to suspect that everyone was going to come down this way. We were coming from the north, so it made the most sense for group 3 to come down McLeod Road this way to start. The description I gave them was cross the bridge and turn right. So they listened to my instructions to a T, almost to all of our detriment. They did cross the bridge and turn right. Had they come this way, they would have crossed the bridge and turned right. So the silver lining is they did still clear an area, and by them helping clear this side with group 2, it just allowed group 2 to complete this portion for the afternoon.
So I have another stream in about 5 minutes, and it's on Haley Cummings. This has been a case. She was 5 years old as well at the time of her disappearance. Has stepmom. Oops, there's my alarm. I need to turn it off. Has stepmom, and dad was at work. This happened in a place called Satsuma, Florida, right? Yeah, these maps are great. They're amazing. And I just wanted to go over that case with you guys as well to bring awareness. This video that we're watching right now is pretty long. We still have another, holy moly, another 30 minutes on it. Do you remember that case, Diamonds? Yeah, it's so sad. Very sad. If you guys want to join me over there, we're gonna watch a few videos on it, and also Google Map tracks your driving even when not using maps. Everything tracks you these days. It's crazy. I heard even your insurance company, like, they want you to plug in that device thing so they can track you. And I heard that they can track you through Bluetooth as well. Like if you turn on a Bluetooth option or something with the app, it can track you somehow when you're driving. So your rates will go up more. It's absolutely nuts. But yeah, you're being watched and tracked all the time by all your maps, your phone. Like I'll be talking about something and it'll just pop up on my phone. It's crazy. Yeah, insurance. My car insurance, like I literally have like nothing because my vehicle's older and I have nothing, like a perfect driving record, right? And within the past 2 years, it's went from $88 to $160. That's State Farm. They're horrible, so don't ever get them. I know all the other ones are like that too. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yep, track speed, stops, and all kinds. Absolutely. And your phone is always listening. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. It's freaking creepy. Yeah, Sherry Lynn, they're ripoffs. They are ripoffs. Mm-hmm. Yep, they're always watching us, but we should be watching them. Yep. Everything is surveillance now. I mean, even when you live out in a rural area like Jack and Lilly did, you still have your cell phone, even though it doesn't have service. You're still like, it's still tracking you. Even though you don't have service, it can still be traceable, right? Unless you take out and wipe it. So, excuse me. Yeah, they do absolutely deserve justice. This has gone on for far too long. And like I said in my last video, you see something, say something, come out, please, for the love of God, say something if you know something. You've seen one little thing, one thing. Don't be scared, come out and say something. There, oh yes, 1984, absolutely, yep. Absolutely, that's a rabbit hole, right? Oh, Joyce, enjoy your dinner. And thank you for hanging out with me, being awesome. All you mods, you guys are wonderful. Thank you. All you guys. I appreciate you all. If you guys want to come over and hang out with me with the Haley Cummings, that would be awesome. So we can bring awareness. I just want to play some videos, just like a backstory of her and put her face out there because she's been missing since 2009. Yeah, absolutely. He didn't bring his phone. Neither did Janie. Janie didn't bring her phone either. Yeah, he brought his phone. Think about it though. How good is your... I live in a very rural area, right? We don't have street lights, nothing like that. The only lights are like if we have like lights on. A lot of us don't even leave lights on at night, right? But there's solar lights, stuff like that, that can illuminate light. But still, like your phone's flashlight sucks. It's only made for like close up, you know what I mean? Close up things, not to search down in a culvert. There's no flippin' forkin' way he'd be able to see it in a culvert with this phone flashlight. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. You can go into settings and shut them off from listening. I had service here and there, even on the pipeline. And that's what I'm talking about, Belinda. The thing is, if they went out there to search, right? And Dana says, well, I don't have service anyways. Bullshit. What if you found one of the children, they broke their leg or something that was just not far away, and you needed to call 911 or something? I'm sure you'd be able to like do something to call 911 or something, right? I don't understand. Or take a picture and try to send it to Malaya or somebody. And the iPhones I know have, but they're the newer iPhones, have satellite calling. It's hit and miss. Yeah, mine's like that too. It's frustrating. I have State Farm too. I have 2 prior suspensions and 1 no. Oh my goodness. Pay $40 a month? Damn. What state do you live in? Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Newer phones have satellite. Yes, I think all the phones should have satellite calling. They absolutely should. But he left his phone at home. Yeah, I agree. I think it was, yeah, it's BS. So did Janie. Janie left her phone at home too, but yet she was on it all morning long. All morning long she's on the phone, but yet left it at home. Just doesn't make sense, guys. There's a reason why they didn't bring their phones, their footprints. Yeah, exactly. And people know that. Oh, it's just crazy. Yeah. Rogers gave us satellite text for the search. Didn't Malaya send a pic of a boot print to Janie? Yes. that picture, oh yeah, she did actually. She sent an actual picture. So how the hell did she send her a picture unless she waited until she got home? Daniel says he brings it everywhere. Exactly. Which I don't disagree with him there. It's just that he didn't bring it that time. Hi, YouTuber. Good to see you. All right, guys. I'm going to go do the Haley Cummings live for a little bit. If you guys want to join me over there, you are more than welcome. She is precious as well. And it's very sad what happened to her. She still has, I mean, we know what's happened, but her body has not been found. So, mods, thank you so much for being here and helping and watching and doing all you guys do. You guys are great. Doesn't look at his watch because he grabs his phone. There you go. Bingo. Absolutely. So he purposely left it on the table. Yep. Said in DT that how he checked his. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Michelle. Oh. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to start this live in just a minute. Thank you, mods. You guys are wonderful members. Everybody else, thank you. We're almost to 15,000 subscribers, guys. We only need a few more subscribers. Thank you, Glenda. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Kelly, guys, you guys are awesome. Shan, thank you. We're almost to 15,000 subscribers. That's awesome. Like, we're not far away. That's freaking cool, right? All right, you're waiting on the other live. All right, I'm coming. Let me use the little girl's room, and then I'll be back. I promise. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in just a moment. Thank you.